Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're going to be looking at 12 inches of big black Batman. That's right, we've got the DC Multiverse The Batman 12-inch posed statue by Mcfarlane Toys. Now this was one I wasn't actually going to pick up. I wanted the red and black version, but they sent me this instead. So I had to go back and I decided, you know what, I actually quite like the look of this. So I'm going to order the red and black one again separately, make sure I get that one, and then have a look at this guy and just keep them both, because I was quite impressed by how good this looked considering its price point. But as you can see, it's got the usual Mcfarlane DC Multiverse packaging. You've got the open window here, we've got DC Multiverse, the Batman logo. It's a 12-inch post statue as opposed to a 7-inch figure. And then you've got the Batman. It's got Batman all over this thing. I'm surprised they haven't called it Batman Toys. And then on the back we've got a picture of the statue, we've got the Batman logo again. And then on the side again, Batman everywhere. Overall, the packaging is actually quite nice. It's simple, it's subdued. There's enough there to tell you what it is, and the nice big open face window shows you exactly what you're gonna get. Okay, let's just get this open and have a look at exactly what we get out of the box. Oh, the plastic smell of this packaging. Woo! Okay, as we can see, you get like a little collector card in the box. You've got all that comic book artwork in the background, and then you've got a stand in there. And it looks to be sealed to the box, which is very frustrating, because if you're going to collect these and you want to buy them and take them out of the packaging and maybe resell it in the future, you're going to end up damaging the box in order to get this guy into his sort of posable state. And once it's unsealed, that's kind of it. I'm wondering if Mcfarlane did that on purpose, but it feels a little anti-collector to me. You're kind of making people choose whether they want to display it out of the box or in the box, but you can't have it both ways. Okay, so now that we've opened the box and we've managed to get everything out, we can have a look at it all, and I've managed to put this light on so that you can actually see things a lot clearer. And this is the base he comes with, and it's quite surprisingly weighty for what it is. I mean, underneath you can see it's slightly hollow. To me it looks a little bit cheap, but I understand why they did it. But then you can see up the top you've got all the cobblestones, and they look really nice and sort of layered. There's like a dark grey and then a light grey over the top to highlight some of the details. I absolutely love all these little bits of stone sticking out, and there's even chips and stuff. It's quite nice. It's not the deepest when it comes to like depth and detail, but again, your attention shouldn't be solely focused on the stand. It's actually on the figure itself. And here is the collector's card he comes with. I think there'll be people who collect these. I'm not a massive collector of these sorts of things. I'm sure some people will appreciate this being put into the packaging. So let's get it out, put it on the stand and have a look at exactly what it's like. Okay, so before we put him on the stand, let's just have a look at the soles of the feet. You can see there are 2 peg holes in there, but they've even sculpted in the bottom of the boots, which is really nice, because you're never going to see that, but it's nice to know that they've actually taken that care and attention to do it. Okay, and here he is just on the stand. It looks pretty cool. I think I have to position this a little better, because it feels he's a little bit on the wonk. Not massively, but you know when you're just looking at it from the straight on and you're not sure. But that looks pretty good. I mean, I was really apprehensive when I ordered this. I wanted the red and black one because I thought that looks quite artsy and nice. I think I'll nab that. But they sent this one instead accidentally. But then when I started looking at the details in the box, I was like, oh, actually, this ain't too bad. This looks pretty good. I mean, you've got yourself the belt there, and that actually does look separate to the statue itself. It looks like a separate piece that they've put on there, and it's got all the details on it. It's got this buckle here which might need warming up to have it hang down properly. You can see all the lovely details in the straps and the buckling, and there's some really nice details here all the way along. You can even see behind, it's actually all sculpted in behind as well. You can see that all their paneling on the armoured suit itself does look reasonably separate. I mean, it is all one sculpted piece, but it does look like they've made some effort to make it look like it's separated from the rest of the suit. And then on the side we can see you've got the grapnel gun there, and it's got the belt, and they've even painted in the buckles there. Now what's really surprising to me is that there is some articulation in the arms, which is really good, because we can actually move this back and get it out of the way so you can have a better look at the grapnel gun in its belt. And again, with the details in there, you can see there's actually sort of a fabric detail kind of like in the webbing. You see the separation in the buckles there. The details in the grapnel sort of holster aren't the best. It's a bit soft around these edges here. You can see where it's lost some detail in the mould, but it still looks pretty nice. I bet you like the original version of this is quite amazing. And then you can see they've even painted in the buckles on the back of the leg there, despite the fact you're probably never going to see them. My only problem is that this cape is really sort of big and thick and bulky, and it's quite nice that it moves and everything, so you can move it out of the way, but it's again that sort of big bulky sort of plastic cape, rubbery cape that can really irritate after a while. But then coming, we can see, unfortunately they haven't painted any details in the eyes, which is a bit of a shame considering they've actually put skin tone in the face, but it's suitably nice. And all the sculpting around the head, you can see they've done all the texture and the seams up into the helmet. Even down here, Mcfarlane have gone as far as to actually get all the details from the neck, get the collar in there. Really like that they've actually made this sort of bat emblem on his chest a sort of separate colour, because this looks all a little bit sort of matte or satiny, but this is like super gloss and really nice and shiny. I'm not sure if it's actually supposed to be jet black like this. I don't know if like a little bit of dry brushing of gunmetal in there would help, but it does look pretty good. And you can see there's a separate kind of khaki colour in the actual suit as opposed to the armour pieces. And they've even dry brushed in all the little arrow things and the spears that are on his forearm gauntlet there. And then into the legs, you can see the separation in the suit from the armoured panels. So these are like black, and these are like a really, really dark green, almost black. And then the details in the boots work really well, and you can see where they've actually designed the boot so it's separate from the foot down below. That really works for me. I don't know, that's just so cool. And it will really help figures in the long run, because all the figures can have boot separation and it will be movie accurate. And then they actually articulate the arms. So if you want to put the arms up and turn the hands, you can. There's like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 points of articulation in this guy, which for a statue is quite surprising considering they don't usually give you articulation in statues. 12 inch is just a little bit under 6 scale, to be honest, because if we were to put him next to, say, a relatively small 6 scale figure like Alita here, you can see she's kind of towering over him and her head's much bigger and everything. Now, she might not be the best gauge because she has sort of like a comic book look to her, but still, you kind of get the idea. The scale of this guy is like a genuine 12 inch rather than a 1:6 scale. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw reissues or reiterations of this character further down the line that will surpass this. But for the moment, this is a very nice, simple, sort of very plastic but very nice looking statue. I'd be wary about seeing loads of these on like AliExpress in like a few months' time, because this will end up being recast as a statue itself because of the pose and everything. It's a really nice pose, and they'll start reproducing loads of these cheap knockoffs of this coming down the line. But for the moment, I actually think this is really nice, and I think I paid, on average, I think I paid about £40 total, including shipping and whatnot, to get this guy. And I have to say, for the price, it is a very nice, detailed statue. I'm actually hoping that the red and black one is as good as this. Now, my only gripes or worries about that one is the fact that the red paint might be a little bit uneven, but honestly, this is a really, really nice posed figure. My only problem really is the fact that they didn't paint in the eyes. They could have actually given you some eye paint in there to really bring this out, but I think they were going for a mood piece where you can't really see his eyes and they're kind of hidden. Overall, I have to say this is a very impressive semi-posable statue from Mcfarlane. It's got enough detail in it that you could go, oh look, and you could even sort of highlight a few more details going through if you really wanted to. They've kind of made some work out of the silver pieces, but again, there are some certain parts that maybe could do with a little bit of a dry brush here and there to bring out a little bit more detail. That's just a minor gripe, because this will look really cool on a shelf, and it's absolute bargain for the price. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you do me a favour now, if you can get out of my cave. I think this guy's going to go on the windowsill outside the bedroom with my other Batman statues. Oh, my wife's going to get mad. Thanks a lot guys. Bye bye.